Okay, here we go. Last day of SDHistcon. It's been a good morning. So I got here early, man, so we got an hour back for daylight savings. Love that. And we spent the morning playing a game for the first time of Robotech Reconstruction. And so let's show you that now because it was a thrilling, great time. And I won. So what could be better than that? Finally getting it to the table, Robotech Reconstruction. We just finished up a game here. I know this looks very colorful and chaotic, but we had a great time playing this. This is most definitely a coin game, even though they would never say that. It has all of the major coin sort of design pillars behind it. So 4 factions. You've got the Robotech Defense Force, the Robotech Expeditionary Force, they're kind of pseudo-allies. You've got the Anti-Unification League, which is sort of the Zentradi adherence to Min-Mei and her sort of like cult of personality. And so they are sort of like the AUC from Indian Abyss, if you played that. Government. They're sort of like kind of like the Warlords faction from Distant Plain a little bit. And then you've got the Zentradi Rebellion led by Chiron the Backstabber, as you know if you've watched the show. And they're your typical insurgent faction. So their units can either be covert or overt, and you can't attack them until they're overt. Each faction has like a hero unit with their little standee, which is pretty nice. So Chiron, when he's on the map, is able to, their goal basically is to convert the civilian population of each area, which is represented by these tracks here and these tokens, and he's trying to convert the civilians into radicals who then become his units, and if he can do that 11 times, he would win the game. The RDF, they're trying to increase the happiness of the Zentradi civilians, obviously as a government faction would be, and the game that we played ended with me, the RDF, actually succeeding at doing that. I played my special event card, and that allowed me to achieve victory. So we've got 2 happiness here in Monument City, we've got 1 here in the Northwest Quadrant, and we've got 1 here in the Forest Preserve, and that was Lin Min-Mei falling to the floor. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here in the Excalibur Command Center. So it's pretty cool. It is a very, very tightly designed game. You can see from the victory conditions here, we were all pretty much close to the end. The Zentradi player only needed 1 more conversion. The REF player only needed 1 more territory controlled. I achieved 5 civilian contentment, and then the Anti-Unification League, they were really close. They actually got to their victory condition first before anyone, but it's really hard for them to control. Their whole mechanic is they can build cities in different areas to make them worth more points. So he controlled this city, New Portland, and then he had a city there that was 2. And then I believe he controlled New Detroit as well. So we were kind of fighting over, he built 1 here in Granite City as well. So we were kind of fighting over control there. It's a really interestingly, tightly designed game. If you like coin, it's actually a great coin game because it's very short as well. So it probably doesn't play more than 2 hours. Basically, there's 4 turns in the game. And each turn, each player is going to play a card. So unlike coin, there's not like a deck that everyone like shares. You have a hand of cards, of action cards, and you'll choose which one to play. And each action card is assigned to a specific faction. So when you play a card, the faction on the card gets to do their events, and then you get to do your faction stuff. So there's no. It kind of combines the coin action matrix and the cards into like one system. Because if you play someone else's other faction's event, you get an opt and special, but if you play your own faction event, you only get 1 action. So it kind of like balances out what you're able to do. And then obviously, other players are playing cards, and so we've had a couple turns where multiple players had multiple actions to take, because other players played their event cards, which is kind of interesting. There's special events, so you can see this is a special event with this symbol for my faction. I was the last to go on round 3, and I played it, and I ended up winning me the game. I'm a giant Robotech fanboy, like growing up with the anime, reading the novels and stuff got me into sci-fi. So the fact that they did a game that is a licensed game on the property that is really good and uses mechanics inspired by other really good wargame design is like, I couldn't have asked for more probably. And it's also set during a really interesting period in the story. So it's sort of that like post Zentradi war, like pre like Robotech Masters. So like it's perfect for an insurgency because you have the leftover Zentradi like on Earth waging a guerrilla war. But overall, this is a really solid game. Like if you like coin, I'm surprised that more coin players aren't talking about this. I think probably the anime theme turns off war gamers and historical gamers, and but don't overlook it. It's if I have one complaint, maybe it's that the pieces are all the same shape. I wish it's a little hard to tell which pieces were what, but other than that, it's like a really like tight knife fight. So this is really good. Glad I finally got a chance to play it. Okay, so let's do a walk around now of the Sunday morning crew. We've got some play testing over here. Still not sure what game that is. I need to figure that out. We've got
the problem is it's like
Eagles
2 shots,
in the Sky from Revolution being played here. War Game Boot Camp. We've got Arc Nova over here.
Size 2 or bigger, then he would go in there.
It's a large footprint. There was a game of Heat, Pedal to the Metal, happening over here that just wrapped up. So lots of stuff. A lot of people playing some like lighter stuff. We've got Conquest and Consequence going over here. Looks like the Japanese and the Americans are engaged in the Pacific. Chinese consolidating power. Got a game of Plantagenet.
That's where I fell down the staircase.
Looks really good. Can't wait to play that. I have my copy. Just haven't had a chance to get to the table. We did did an overview of Seljuk this morning with Steve Carey, the designer, Line Swords designer for Revolution. And he's designed other games as well. We got a game of Bayonets and Tomahawks going, which is fantastic.
And we just throw them out. And then
looks like it's the 1755 turn they just started. Holland 44 still going. It's like the paratroopers have made some progress from their drops. Epipole
He does
demo.
He does half. So he would take 2 hits.
Some naval combat going on off the coast of Sicily. We got Pericles going. Peloponnesian War. 2 Peloponnesian War games happening.
Yep. Following.
Very nice. We got a game of PAX Premier 2nd Edition. Look at all those roads and armies. And Dominant Species Marine being set up here. Can't do a convention without Dominant Species being played. I say that every time. Here we go. Arcs. This board looks way different than the last time I played it.
This is pre-production shop and it's going to look like this.
Very cool. Wow.
No, that's the same map for the campaign.
You should have come like 60 seconds earlier and you would have fought an epic battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people are learning not to come to my home.
Teach them a lesson.
What does this mean?
Looks very great. The art on this looks awesome.
Material supply on here?
Yeah, last time I played that on Tabletop Simulator, the map looks so different. Uncharted Waters. This is a prototype.
Yes.
Nice. What's that?
It's not published yet.
Not public. Do you mind if I video? Is that okay? Yeah, it looks like a global. What's the pitch?
Sure. So, if you've ever played the original Nintendo game by Koei Games from 1992, Uncharted Waters, similar storyline.
Okay.
Basically, you're a skipper of a small merchant ship. Your family used to be nobles, and you're trying to restore your family's honor, accumulate wealth, fight off pirates on the high seas, and accumulate different attributes.
So mechanically, like similar to like a pick up and deliver kind of game.
Yep. So you're doing some trading, buying here, selling there. You're exploring things, and as you enter a sea zone, you absorb the damage, but then you get the explorer points.
Cool.
The end game is triggered by the last sea zone becoming charted. No more Uncharted Waters.
Age of Discovery is over, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. And that's a giant pile of pirates I see over there.
Oh, these are your glory points. Every time you
okay.
defeat pirates, you get
I
these.
see.
It's just like little coins. So at the end of the game,
I see.
you get bonus points for having the most in particular categories, whether it's fame, wealth, glory points, explorer points, so on and so forth.
Cool.
And so you might want to, through the course of the game, focus on trying to make sure you have multiple bonus areas for when the points are counted up.
I see there's a lot of different types of goods. I see silk and gold and spices and ivory and quartz and olive oil. That's cool. 12
different tradable goods. Every port has a unique good. They buy stuff, they sell stuff, and only certain ports buy stuff.
Cool. Very cool. I love the map. Did you do the art for this?
Yeah, I mean, I just took a kind of an original map of the world from the 16th century and kind of like,
messed with it. Yeah. That's cool.
Put some filters on it.
It's a good looking prototype. It looks really neat.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Land and Freedom over here. This is the
I'm gonna be like this first.
Spanish Civil War.
Semi-uncooperative.
Semi-uncooperative. Well, that's just describing me in every game.
Either the one player wins if the Republican cooperation, good comrades, not him, win the war, or the nationalists win, we all lose. So we're trying to win the Spanish Civil War as the Republican side. We have the anarchist syndicalists, we have the moderates, which is the Basque sanitarians, Asturians, and we have the Stalinist communists.
Yeah. The misunderstood Stalinist communists.
Where's Soviet support at the moment? Tanking still, isn't it?
But he sent planes.
Thanks, Tim. You're good for a synopsis at any moment. A card showing the player's aid guys his game. Blood and Tyranny. I really want to play that. I'm hoping I can get a demo in today. Downfall. Big epic game. I really want to play this. Can't wait. Just came out from GMT. And what else we got? Firefight Tactical. Oh no, you're putting away the game that I shall not speak of. I can't show it to you. You don't want me to. Do you want me to show it? Okay. This is the game I played yesterday. That is probably my favorite experience of the convention so far. It is called Absolved from All Allegiance, and it's part of the system, even though it's the only thing that exists right now, is called Will to Fight. So it is a strategic American Revolution game that uses trick taking as a way to drive the action. So cards have suits, and they also trump other suits, and then there's a value, and you're trying to basically win tricks. And when you win a trick, you get to activate the stuff on your card. Each deck is unique, and it's full of each card is like a historical event or person or other political consideration, and it is really, really good. I played 3 turns, so it's separated into three-year campaigns, and yesterday I played the first 3 turns, which is the first campaign of the early war, and this is kind of where we ended. The Americans managed to summon every militiaman in the colonies, but the British were doing okay in terms of securing some key ports, and they won a bunch of battles. They got their Native American allies are trying to raid, and the cool thing about the system is that each side starts at one end of this track, and when the 2 markers overlap, then the game is over, and you count up victory points based on the keys, the city spaces that you control. It's really crunchy. It's really there's 2 games happening. There's what you want to do on the map, which involves your cards and using the actions on the cards. But then there's also the game of okay, it's also a trick-taking game. So if I need to play this card at the right time in order for it to win, so that I can do those actions. And it really feels a lot like the sort of operational initiative is changing back and forth. Is you win a couple tricks in a row, you get to do a bunch of stuff, and then suddenly your hand is full of low cards, and the opponent starts winning. And the way that the lower cards tend to have more powerful effects, and the stronger cards tend to have weaker effects because they're more likely to win. So you're trying to play around your hand and your opponent's hand to get your more powerful cards to go off, essentially. It's really just a very fun, interesting experience, and I really wish that Sam was staying longer so that I could play it some more. But
Just share all my stuff is simultaneously on TTS. So
yeah,
you guys can just play it.
I would love to do that because I had such a good time. I really wanted to finish this out, but I'm looking forward to whenever this becomes a real thing. I will be there. I will pre-order it. All right, the final walk around of the convention. We are wrapping up here. There's a couple hours left. Still pretty crowded, actually. I think people's brains are starting to fry. A lot of people just having conversations, not actually playing stuff. But we'll show you what we can. First of all, we got the last of the cake, SDHistcon tradition, to have cake for the attendees. 2 massive cakes. It was very good. We got Rising Waters being played over here. Dan Bullock is demoing a new design of his about the resistance in France during World War II with the player's aid. We got a game of Gandhi being set up, coin. A demo of Arcs waiting to happen. This is the copy, the pre-production copy from Whirligig. Holland 44 still going. The Pipole probably going to be broken down here pretty soon. What else do we got in this corner? Dominant Species Marine. can't have a convention without Dominant Species Marine. Another game of Plantagenet happening. A lot of Plantagenet happening this week. Living campaign making more and more of an appearance. Got more votes for women. I got my copy signed by the designer earlier this morning. People hanging out. Revive. This looks very large.
Okay, I'm the user machine.
It's a new one to me. Got a game of Churchill happening over here. The end of war scenario. And we got The Hunt. Just like we started, we end with Matthias Kramer's The Hunt being played here. So that's basically everything that's going on. Oh, we got Zilla Blitz doing a demo over here of a naval combat game. Looks like sort of a naval minis game.
Crashing into the rocks.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
And so yeah, this is it. We're winding down, and we're gonna go to dinner, and then we're gonna go home. So thanks for watching the coverage. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Can't wait to come to this convention next year. Highly recommend you come to it if you are in the area, or even it's worth a trip, I feel like, because so many designers here. I think this convention, more than any other I've been to, has prototypes of people's designs, and everyone that I've played this weekend has been extremely fun. So super chill, very friendly, great venue this year. 2 thumbs up, SDHistcon 2023. All right, last game of the convention. Arcs from Leader Games. It's a trick-taking space 4X. It's really fun. It's really interesting. There's kind of like 2 layers to the game happening. I feel like I played a lot of weird trick-taking games this week, but similar to the one I played yesterday, you're using trick-taking to drive your actions, and it's your traditional 4X, like move, fight, build, and get resources and whatnot. And it's really fun. There's a lot of really interesting layers to it. There's like a whole like card market where you can spend influence to try and claim special powers. You build buildings that allow you to like tax for resources, and you're all sort of like fighting over space here. I was the yellow player. We called it after the 3rd thing, and I'm really close to winning. So in a 4-player game, trying to get to 27, I'm 4 points away, and I scored big on the last turn. It's very good. The combat system with like special dice is really like quick, and it becomes very intuitive, and there's like a nice risk reward in it. And there's like variable player powers and player races, and it's a really cool package, and I'm excited for when it comes out. So that's it.